Hi and welcome to another OEB modding video. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to add the wool palette collector in Giants Editor. And we're going to add it to Obrook V2 because it doesn't have one in at the moment. So to begin with, you need to download the wool palette collector from Mahoo's website and you will receive this zip file here. Now if we open it up, there's tutorials here. You get a video which is sadly in German, which is not good to me because I don't understand German. For people who speak German, you're away. But then you do get English instructions if you download it from the FSUK. I will provide both links in the video. But we're not going in there just yet. We're going to have to unzip Obrook V2. So make sure the two dots are selected at the top, extract. And it's a map, it takes a little bit longer than normal mods. So I'll give that a couple of seconds. Maybe a couple of seconds. Right, from there we open it up. We're going to be going into mapped, models and added. And then we're going to have to double this folder, so we minimize that. We'll open it up again. If it'll let us, just put it over on the other screen. There we go. I'm going to open this one up, just minimise that a little bit. Right, then we've double clicked this, wait for it to pop up. There we go. We can drag this straight over and put it in there like that. And now we have the wool palette ready to import. Here's your LUAs that you need to link to. I don't know if you can leave these in here or move them into the normal scripts file, so we're going to leave them there just to be sure. You have to remember this file path up here. Map, models, added, wool palette collector. And we'll start by going back to the beginning, opening up the mod description and adding to the extra source file. So we're just going to copy these two. Control V to paste them there. Now if you remember, it was map, models, added, wool palette collector, and we can copy that to make our lives a little easier. Control and C, highlight scripts, Control and V, and then it was live ticker. Because same as the mesh station, up at the top of the screen you get that scroll that comes across. Well, the wool palette collector does it when it's full, just to let you know that they need emptying. Right, so we'll just double check that file path. So we go map, models, added, wool palette collector. You see, I missed that. I need to be in that folder. So then it's live ticket and wool palette collector. So I'm not quite right. We'll just minimise this a little bit so we can see better what we're doing. So map, models, added, wool palette collector, / wool palette collector. There we go. It's very important you get the file path right, otherwise it will not work. So it's worth double checking, as I did then, just to make sure. So double checking again, map, models, added, wool palette collector. Make sure your capitals are right as well, and lowercase. Live ticket, LUA, yep, wool palette collector, LUA. There we go, that was good. Press save. Now that is the mod description done with. All you have to do is add that to the extra source files here If the extra source files aren't in your map, you'd need to add this part, which opens the section, and this part which closes it, and all you'd have in is this. Now the file path is wherever you've put the files. Like I said, I don't know if they'll work outside of the original folder, so for me, I'm going to leave them in there. Right, we can close that down now, because we're done in there. Obviously you can see these are the left and the right versions. We will be importing the left version, I think. No, the right version. So we double click the map file itself, open that in Giants. It takes a little while. There we go, we're in. And we move over to the sheep part. And what you're looking for is that right there. The wool pallet spawner ground. I see, if you click on it, it'll open up your sheep husbandry. You have your nav mesh where they wander around, your tip triggers for water and food, and then your pallet spawner ground. So we're going to now go to import, new folder, Obrook V2 map. You have to import it from the map that you're going to zip up, otherwise your file paths will be off again. And those are the ones that Giants Editor makes itself. So for textures and such like, if you don't import from inside what you zip up, it's not going to show up in game, or it's going to show up white and without a texture. So we're in models, map models, added, wool pallet collector, and we're going to have the right one. So we click the R for the right and open. Now obviously it pops up down here right at the bottom of the scenograph. Control X, cut it up into sheep husbandry. Now if you put it at the bottom, it doesn't affect anything, because if you look here, you get indexes which are looking for things. That's looking for 2, so 0, 1, 2. Placement raycast distance. Tip triggers index is 1, 0, 1. Obviously the nav mesh works of its own. So you select sheep husbandry, which selects everything, Control V, and it will paste it at the bottom. Now this is useful because the animals is at 0 translation and rotate, but sheep husbandry is all over the place. As best put it. So now the pallet spawner ground and the wool pallet collector are in the same place. So just to make sure we can see what we're doing, we're going to press B, well, Control and B, and left click on the map, and that will bring us here, so we can see it now. You get your little computer with the lights on, you get your initial one, which is going to replace that one, and then you get the first part of the main bit we're going to build shortly. So what we need to do now is come here, we're going to select this, so you can select either the translate X, Y or Z, and then it's Control, Shift and C, and that will select all 3 of those ready for pasting in here. So we'll select all Z again, then it's Control, Shift and V, and it changes all of them. And we're going to press return just to make sure the Z saved, and then we need to do the rotation. So we're going to select that. Now as it's all rotate X and Z are both on 0, all we need is a Y, so we're going to go Control C, move back onto here, select that, Control V and press return, and there we are. But it's not quite at the angle we're wanting, so we're going to do a little bit of playing around, and we're going to set this to 0 and see where that puts us. So we'll go back into the wool pallet collector and 0 that. If we look now, it's back to front. So back in there, we'll put 180 in, hit return, back into here, 180, hit return, and there we go. Now it's not back to front, we've got the dials on the front, we've got the lights, and we're going to be moving to the right. Now the part we don't need anymore is this, so we're going to select it, just make sure which one it is. It's down here, it's not doing any harm, none of these will have indexes to them, they're just a little bit of a clutter on the map to make it look interesting. Obviously that's the highlight where the wolf spawns. So all we do then after selecting it, and only selecting that, is press delete. And away it goes. Right, scrolling back up. Now this, we can come up to shape and we can select the non-renderable option. So all we have now is our new wool palette collector. So we're going to come back down here. Right, we don't need to change anything in here, but we do need to open it. And we need to go to the main plate, open that one, come to this plate, and this is where we're going to start duplicating from. So we're going to move over a little bit, and all we do here is select it in the scenograph, press Ctrl and D, and that makes us a second plate. And we come up here to this, and we change, it goes up in twos. So that one's at 2, so this one needs to be at 4. Press return, and we jump across one. We select the one we've just made, Ctrl D, and we'll make a new one again. Up here, 6. Again, just make sure it's selected, Ctrl D, up here again, change it to 8. Now, to make a new row, you select the last one again, Ctrl D to duplicate, but we change this back to 2. So we move into there, and then we need to move the X onto 2. Oh, wrong way, -2. Now, you need to make sure for this that the blue arrow points back towards its come where the rest of them are. So the rotate is on the Y axis, which is the green one, and it is 90 degrees. And there we go, simple as that. That's the first part of our next row complete. So we'll select that again, make sure. D again, over to Translate Z, up to 4. Select again. 6. 8. There we go, we have another full row. So we'll make one more row by Ctrl D, move this one back to 2. Oh, so this time it's going to be -4. So hit that, keep going, Ctrl D, 4, Ctrl D again, 6, and the last one of our new wool palette collector is up to 8. There we go. Now that's that part done. We've got all those there, but we're still not finished in here yet. Now, looking here, it's not this part, it's not that part, it's there, your width, which is how many of them you've got. We have 4, so that becomes a width of 4. So you'd enter 4 in there, hit your enter key, and it saved it. Or click somewhere else and it will save. Right, your trigger needs to expand as well, so we're going to have to alter the scale on this. I believe that brings it forward. Yes, it's your X one, which is your red one, so hitting return now, there we go. And the blue one is your Z, so that needs to go to 4. There we go. So now our width is determined in the main plate area. We're saying 4. We've got all our plates done, pointing in the right directions, and we've just edited our trigger so it now covers the entire main plate. That is just a little model of what's going on there. We don't need to edit anything in there. What we do need to do now is save the game. Save the game. And that is how you add a wool palette collector in Giants Editor. It's as simple as that. Just make sure you get your mod description and this part done in here, save it, so we can close that down now. What we could have done, did I miss it? I must have missed it. Oh, I'll save it again, it's because I was moving the camera after I pressed save before. Obviously we're in here now. There's another folder somewhere, but all you do then is open it up, you start here. Your mod description. Before you zip a file, you need to see the mod description, because that's in the first file. So well, first folder. So then we go to there, add to archive. Make sure it's a zip file. and we can delete the files after archiving. And there we go. Just to prove I've got this right, we're going to My Games. See, I've got a shortcut on my desktop to make this easy. And we go into the mods folder twice. I've clearly not got this saved right. Right, so we'll pull this version out and put him on the desktop. We'll put this version in. Move and replace that version. I'm going to have to do a little playing about here. I don't quite know why I've got two versions of everything. Oh well, select all, cut these, go back up to, whilst we paste them over here for a moment. Not entirely sure why that'd do all that, but we'll select all this, delete that out of the way, put these back in here. Let's go make sure that our Oldbrook is the right one. Yep, silly o'clock in the morning. So we'll double click Farm Simulator. And you can't see anything just yet, but I will try this. Scene 2, Farm Sim. Hopefully this is carried over onto the video so you can see us loading in. So we'll load the game up. Just takes a little while due to the mods and other such things that are on the map now. We'll skip across, and as you can see, one pallet collector, and the green light means it is working. So we'll shut that down, press Ctrl R, some super speed fast forward. It will get there in the end, it just takes a little while. The more sheep you have, obviously the faster you get wool. Without editing the production of the wool, and we're now coming up on 100%. As you can see, it was 74 actually, so a little bit further to go. As you can see, it's now turned red on the animal HUD. And there we go. Wool pallet collector is working. It's moving it across nicely. As you can see, the light has changed to yellow. Oh, and it did just jump. Oh no, we're okay. Wonder what that jump was about there, but we're working fine. So, we'll keep going until we get another one. Demonstrating what the wool pallet collector actually does as well now. So rather than having to move every single pallet of wool, it will fill up. For every square that we made, that can hold a pallet. So you can get 4 pallets that way, second row there, and third row. So what's that? 4, 8, 12 pallets we can have on here, which will be a full trailer. As you can see, moves them both across like that. So this one's turned around because if you remember, we rotated the actual original pallet. Now that was saved in the save game because it had already started spawning. So this proves to you that it also can be added and to a save game without causing a problem, aside from it's now pointing the wrong way. Could be fun trying to fish it off depending on how you're going to get at it with whatever vehicle. But yeah, that's how you add the wool pallet collector, and that proves that it works. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you next time. Bye.